What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here. Myself, Brother John, Brother Walt has some business to take care of, but he will be back for the next episode. So, John, we got Game 5 tonight. Um, it's been an interesting series, but a lot of people are giving Miami still a big chance to force a six. Now, I don't know if they want to play at home because you haven't won at home in this series. So, do you really want to go back home? I don't know. What you think about it?
I'm going to make the same prediction I made for Game 4 of the Lakers. The big star has a big game, but they still fall a hair short at the end. LeBron had his big 40 piece, missed it at the end. I think they only had to hit one shot to tie it to send to overtime or
Yeah.
win. Same thing. I don't know if it's going to come down to a buzzer beater, but I think it's going to be close. Either going to come down to a buzzer beater or I think Miami Heat will miss a buzzer beater or lose on foul shots down the stretch, like having to foul and all that. But I think Jimmy's going to come and give us that 35 piece minimum, maybe 40. But I think he's going to come give us that 35 piece that we haven't seen all finals. But other than that, yeah. By the way, though, every time we've been right. I mean, we said they're going to outsize them in the first game. Miami's going to come back and they're going to eliminate Murray.
Mhm.
What's going to happen in the third game is, Denver is going to have Jokic go at Love early on. That happened. Game 4, we said they're going to try to get Jokic in foul trouble, and that's how they're going to. You know what? We can't always stop Murray. But you know how we can get rid of Jokic? Foul trouble. Let's go after him that way. They tried. They didn't get him in foul trouble till it was too late, but it did make a difference. I think they'll try that again, but I just think that Denver's gonna, they're gonna use that as bait. They're gonna try to bait them into foul, getting Jokic foul, and then just Jokic is gonna pick them apart with passing. I think it's gonna be a great game, but I got definitely Denver winning it down the stretch, but a close game, and I think Jimmy's gonna give us that 35 or 40-point game finally that we've been wanting to see from all finals.
Yeah. I can't disagree with anything you said. I think the only thing that Denver has not had the only person Denver has not had a great game from is Michael Porter.
He hasn't had that game yet, man. I want to see it too.
If Michael Porter could give them, one of those 20, 15 and up, and everybody else contributes, I don't see why they don't win this game by, I ain't gonna say it could get ugly. It could get ugly.
Yeah. No, this could easily get ugly. Yeah, for sure.
It could get ugly fast because yes, Miami has the dog, but it's just you ran into a better team. If Murray hits that shot in Game 2, do they get swept? Essentially, because if you hit that going to overtime, you never know what may happen. So I think the good thing is they say Tyler Hero may play. Maybe he can give them something. Maybe he can be that, have a, going back to the Miami with LeBron and them, have a Mike Miller kind of game. Just come out there hitting everything. And, they can force the Game 6. But I think Denver, they want to get this over with as quickly as possible. Because you don't want
for sure. And in Denver. Because they beat LA in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You want to win one of these at home, and I think this is the one. And you don't want to go 7, so you definitely want to win 5. No, I agree with you. Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that goes underrated because people are criticizing Miami, their shots aren't falling, the 3-point, and they're like, they're wide open. But I think Game 1 really got to them, especially in Game 3 too, when you can have Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, guys like that swat your 3 when it's like when you're wide open and your 3 gets swatted, that messes with your head. And so what happens is you start releasing quicker. Your shots you're just flicking that thing because you're trying to get it out because even though, yes, you are wide open against Denver, that don't mean nothing because these guys can cover ground so quickly with Jokic Murray, Jokic, Porter, and Gordon, that like you cannot get off the shot that you want to get, even though you feel wide open. You ain't. And so I think people are not taking that into account. Because they're not shooting like the Miami we've seen in the rest of the playoffs.
I mean, I agree. That game one, man, it was, Denver imposed their will. They were the bigger team. They were bigger and I ain't gonna say more athletic, but they had athletic bigs.
Which is why I say they got to get Dame Lillard, because the only way you're open against Denver is from Steph Curry range. That's the only place you're open against them. And so you got to go get Dame. They have to. They just have to.
And even I remember the play when Caleb Martin tried to drive and got swatted. It's like it's not much you can do
from a guy who wasn't even near him.
Yeah,
it's like he had to take one step, and that dude had to take two, and that dude took two, and it was just it's them guys can cover ground so fast.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be interesting to see how this game turns out. I don't. These games have been very unpredictable. Even with the other night, Aaron Gordon had the game of probably his life, and they ran away with it. Bruce Brown, he contributed. So I don't know, man. It's one of them things like you gotta pick your poison, but then you we lose in every way. You can't stop Gordon, you can't stop Joker. Murray, if he get a couple, he get hot. And then you had Christian Brown. He got hot in game 3.
Yeah.
Had a quick 15. I'm like, it's just not your series.
Right.
It's not your series. So we're gonna give our predictions before we close out. But we got to start, man, with game 4. I don't know if it was halftime or pregame, but Conor McGregor. For what I thought when I watched it, I thought he sold it. I thought the Mascot sold it very well. And I thought Conor sold it too, not knowing my man really punched the Heat Mascot twice and sent him to ER. What you think about it, man? I think, when you do stuff like that, you gotta have a plan. Like, hey, don't really hit him. Just sell it, but don't really hit him. Like, come on, bro. You tripping.
Right. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt on the first one. Not really, but just in part because I think maybe in Conor's mind, he thought that the mask, the outfit would absorb the blow or something, and he really wanted to sell it. But no matter what, like, you don't need to do that. So at the end of the day, I'm not really giving him out. Like, he's an idiot. He's just an idiot. But I kind of wonder if it was the second punch that did him in, because like the hat kind of looked like it came off a little with the first punch, and then he threw a second one when he was on the ground. They haven't really said which one it was that did him in, but I mean, Conor. Are we surprised it was Conor who did something stupid like this? No, like it's Conor McGregor. The man attacked a bus one time. I mean, who knows what this man does in his free time? But like, he's an idiot. He's a man who talked himself. He's also smart in some ways. He talked himself into a lot of situations, into a lot of fights he never belonged. He fought a lot of the greats and got handed to him by all of them because he never belonged in any of those fights. But somehow he talked himself into some of the biggest paydays of all time where he didn't belong. It's one of the worst records for superstars in MMA ever. I mean, you look at, Khabib and guys like that, they're undefeated, 29-0. This guy's like 24-6. I'd have to go look up his record, but like, it's not a great record when you think of the greats. So he's talked himself in a lot of big fights. So kudos to him on that part. But at the end of the day, no one takes him as a smart guy. And so, like, it's almost your fault for inviting him to do that. You know what I mean? It's almost Miami's fault for setting their own dude up.
And the bad part about it, they were promoting pain relief. What are the odds? What are the odds of that? Like, come on.
Well, you know what? Hey, if whatever they're trying to promote, drug or something, I don't know. I didn't see. If it's able to help this guy, hey, maybe the advertisement works in the end. Who knows?
I doubt it. You got to go to ER. You go to ER, pain relief. it's that thing is severe.
Yeah,
So
you know what's better than pain relief? No pain. So just stay away from Conor McGregor.
true. And like I say, man, watching it, I just thought they both sold it very well. And then, because I remember watching the game and there was like a crowd surrounding a guy, and there was Mark Jackson was like, somebody's getting carried off in the stretcher, not knowing it's the mascot. He just wasn't feeling good. A bit of punching the mascot was never a great idea in the first place. I assume they had to practice beforehand, so Conor assuming that the suit would prevent damage. Yeah.
So she's saying I'm an idiot. It's what she's saying now is I'm an idiot for assuming that.
No, I mean, no, she's right though, because I would think, like even with wrestling, you go over, we have to practice this before we just go out there and do it.
True, but hang on. But let's like these TV shows that bring on Dave Chappelle, right? Like one of my favorite comedian. Like they read through his thing, and then he comes out with a completely different set and just roasts them all, right? Like, and then they're like, "Wait, we didn't approve none of that."
I think that's different,
right? But that's what I'm saying. Conor McGregor's one of them dudes. He ain't gonna stick to the script. So even if you did practice it, I just don't. It's Conor McGregor, man. You set yourself up by bringing him there. That's all.
How much you think the mascot could get if he sued?
I don't know. I'm assuming
because technically he was put in.
I'm assuming I'm assuming Miami Heat are going to take good care of him.
He was put in harm's way. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be set for life, but he'll be set for a good couple years by Miami for sure.
So yeah, whoever the mascot is, rest up. Hopefully you get a speedy recovery. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, bro, we trying to act and you like really sucker punch me. That's crazy. But switching gears here, going from Conor McGregor to a former opponent of his, Floyd Mayweather, was in a exhibition match this past weekend against John Gotti III. And much like Conor in the mascot situation, things got real at the end of the fight. John Gotti, from what I hear, he didn't like the way the fight was going in his favor. I think another thing, just like Conor don't know how to sell things, Gotti doesn't either. It's an exhibition. You're not really trying to hurt the other person. Like, what are you doing? We just trying to get this money, run around this ring for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Throw a jab, I'll throw a jab. I'm not trying to really hit you. But, like with this exhibition stuff, I don't know. I don't know if people are taking this a little too serious, but things got real at the end. You saw a lot of people jump in the ring at the end, and it almost went there. It looks like a lot of people from Floyd Mayweather's team. So I don't think that was a part of the show, because if it was, I don't think they would have reacted the way they did. But I don't know what John Gotti was thinking. I don't know if he tried to oversell this fight. Like, bro, it's exhibition. It's not for the WBC championship belt. Like, come on, bro. Floyd almost 50. He's not really trying to fight. He's trying to just do a little thing, collect 5 million, and go. So I don't know, man. What's your take on it?
Yeah, you got to know if you are getting in a ring, it's not an exhibition fight, but if you're getting a ring with Mayweather, you're there to lose and make a lot of money. That's what you're there for. You are not going to beat Mayweather because he won't let you. He's just going to, if you start to beat him, he will run away. He will just run away. You're never going to catch him. You're never going to beat him. You just forget it. So you either, if you don't want the loss, then walk away. Don't take the fight. But if you want the money and you're okay with the exhibition loss against Mayweather, take the fight every day because you're going to make a lot of money fighting Mayweather, more than you probably would in a real purse, and even an exhibition. So you can't try to actually beat him unless you just land. And I didn't watch the fight. I watched a couple other fights this week, and I fight it out and watch this one. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll bet Mayweather was probably losing. And so he was able to work his way into getting the fight disqualified. That way he didn't take the L. And then
Mhm.
I went back and looked. Nah, he was winning it. I think he might have been up 4 rounds to 1 at this point because it was ended in the sixth. He probably won the first four, lost the fifth. But at that point, the referee lost control of the fight. And at that point, the referee has to call a fight once he's lost control.
Right.
I will say this though, you think of those two dudes being the baddest dude in the gym. Like you look at them and oh, this is the baddest dudes. They're the ones. But the second the brawl broke out, both teams, and especially Mayweather, he's got a ton of them, Mayweather had about 30 6'5", 290-pound dudes on
Mhm.
that rink on that ring in no time. I mean, he got some. Them boys are huge. Like,
And he's
holy,
always had.
the fat boys came out like
Yeah,
and just
he always has a
moved the
big
crowd.
security team.
Yeah, those fat boys came out and moved that crowd like it was nothing. And Gotti's corner he only had about 4 or 5. They got backed into their corner real fast, and they were just like trying to get him like, all right, we know. But yeah, man, Mayweather's got some big boys he runs with.
No, I agree. And he's always had huge security guard. When I was a wrestling fan back in the day, I remember when he went to wrestling and shoot, his security guards was bigger than, or at least close to the same size as the Big Show. So he's always had them big, huge security guards. But like I say, man, it's an exhibition. Like, bruh, we just trying to collect these 2 to 5 million in these 30 minutes and go. You trying
Yeah,
to really like set YouTube or Twitter on fire by trying to really get upset about it.
I think that's what it was. I think Gotti won the 5th round,
And
and then Mayweather was running away from him, and he just didn't want. He didn't like that, and it's like, bro, you knew what it was going to be, though. You've
right
seen Mayweather fight 50 times. Like,
now to that point, I'm sure they talked about it. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure they talked about it months before, days before, and weeks before. And it's like, all right, we're gonna just go in there, try to, make a couple dollars and go. Like, come on, bro. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
yeah, somebody got in their feelings for sure.
I would like to hear like Gotti's side of it, both of them really, and just see like how did things go left, So, but in other news, the Stanley Cup Finals. John's favorite team is in the Stanley Cup Finals. That is why we're talking. No, I'm just no, but hey, man, the Stanley
Also,
Cup,
brawls breaking out there too.
huh?
Brawls breaking out there
Oh,
too.
that's every game. That's every game.
Yeah, it's hockey. That's right. I
And,
forgot.
and those are unplanned. So don't ever think, oh, they know what they're doing. No, they don't. They are really like pissed off at one another. This ain't for play. Somebody's really about to get hurt. Just look at their teeth. Some of their teeth don't all be there.
All
It's
them boys are missing teeth.
right.
If
It's
one
only
don't
one
got teeth,
reason why.
he's a rookie, or he just don't ain't playing hockey the right
Or
way.
he's smart. He's smart and he wear a mouth guard.
Well, you should.
They don't. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, the funny thing is I used to know a lot of people I played football with. Never wore mouthpiece. I'm like, what is with you not wanting this mouthpiece? That helps from like you biting on your tongue if you get hit or something crazy. But people gonna do what they do. So I'm gonna ask you, John, who do you have winning the Stanley Cup?
Oh, definitely Vegas. Vegas is gonna close it out. But when they built that team, they did it right. Like they didn't always take because they were able to take players from all the other teams. And I think they just did it the right team. We've seen other teams do that, and they pull from other teams and just, they're guessing. That's Vegas did it right. I don't know how. I don't know who but they did a great job. They put a great team together, great chemistry. They were here just a few years ago, and they're back already. They're definitely could close it out this year. They're one of the most just top to bottom solid teams. They're not top heavy like you see some teams. They're very solid. So they're just deep. Matthew Tkachuk on the other end is great. I think they might be able to pull off one more, but this team is Vegas just too good. I think they're going to get it done for sure.
Okay. And this will be Vegas is becoming title town, right? Vegas won it. I want to say a year before.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, and I'm not one of those ones to shy away from saying it. There's a lot of speculation that gambling is pushing, because they need to build a fan base there. They need to build the fan base, and so you can't in towns like Vegas and LA, you can't take 20 years to build the fan base like Carolina Panthers. Like you gotta get it. We need to start winning now, and and they did a good job of it so far. But yeah, the two of them now, if they win this one with Las Vegas, who just whooped Chicago last night pretty bad. So
yeah, you ain't gotta bring that up. You didn't have to bring that up, but it is interesting how both Florida teams are down 3-1.
Both 8 seeds. Both took out the top seeded team, the top number 1 team in the league. And
what are the odds?
Yeah, both down 3-1. Yeah.
That boy
crazy.
Jimmy Butler changing life in Florida. Miami.
Hey man, Messi went there. I did not see that coming. Messi's playing for what?
Especially with the money Saudi Arabia offered him. I'm like, how do you turn that down? But I guess, hey. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't.
MLS is where the big time players come to retire. It's not where. But this dude just won a World Cup. Like it ain't like he's ready to retire yet. So I'm surprised he came here. But it's got to be exciting for Miami fans.
But sometimes how players, they might not tell their fans and things like that, but they know they're losing a step or two. They might not say it publicly, but all right, I ain't as fast as I used to be, or I used to be able to track that down or jump a little higher. And you just see it. You may tell people, oh no, I ain't lost a step, but if you're honest with yourself.
But this is good for MLS. He'll probably be able to do something David Beckham was never able to do, and that's put MLS really on the map. And not just as a fashion cool Hollywood guy, but a real soccer place for soccer people to come, for athletes to come.
I agree. So while we're talking about the finals of the NHL and the NBA, what can Miami do tonight to force a game 6? Or what do they need to do tonight to force a game 6?
I mean, the three things I've been saying all along, I already said them already. They need to get Jokic in foul trouble earlier. Attack him. Bam Adebayo, stop taking fadeaways. Go at that man. You can out jump Jokic. Mm-hmm. Out athleticism this dude. Just go at him. You got to get him in foul trouble early. Second, you need to eliminate Murray. You got to stop Murray. Listen, I know one of them other dudes. You don't know who it is from game to game. So, is going to step up, whether it's Brown, whether it's Porter, whether it's Gordon, someone's going to step up. You can't guess. So don't. Just stop Murray. Stop Murray. Get Jokic in foul trouble. And then number 3, just take the best shot. Take the best shots. Stop. Just, don't be afraid of these shot blockers. They're going to get you sometimes. That's fine. Live with those plays, but always take the best shot, because the only chance you have of these shots going in is by taking the best shot. If you're taking bad shots, it don't matter how many times they don't block it. They ain't going to go in. So you live with some blocked shots as long as you take the best shot. I think those are the 3 things Miami has to do.
Yeah. I can't agree with you more. The only problem is
we haven't even got to Zion Williamson yet.
Okay. Hey, I don't know about role model, but hey, we all entitled to our own heroes. But to that point, I think.
Stick around, Dre. We're going to talk about Zion in a second.
Yeah, I think it's just tough, man. They're just tough to beat. Because they're just the perfect balanced team. You got shooting, you got guys that can go inside. Gordon and Michael Porter when he's on his game, and Joker. So you just got it all. And I think for Miami, whatever you did game 2, you got to do it tonight. And I think, you say he has to be in foul trouble. He was in foul trouble game 4, but it was the Aaron Gordon show. So it's just one of them things, it's I guess everybody just gotta play like their hair's on fire.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
for
yeah,
a quarter.
Jimmy's got to be aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. And even like, Struce and Gabe Vincent, if that shot ain't falling, you got it, hey, off the dribble and just get in the paint. Even if you can get like Joker and Aaron Gordon in foul trouble, that may benefit you because, now you're taking their best rebounders and bigs off the court. So, I don't really see how they
Yeah, if you can get any one of those three in foul trouble, it goes a long way. Yeah.
yeah. So it's I don't know, man. It's tough, but they're gonna have to for one rebound and defend the three. Because there was some of them plays, even the other game 4. Jokic, he was just top of the key. Knock it down. I'm like, come on, man. You can't let him be that open.
Yeah.
You can't get, he ain't Steph, but you can't leave him that wide open. Like, come on, bro. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out tonight. But I think it'll be a great game. I think Miami will make it close, like you were saying. Jimmy gonna do probably go for 40 or whatsoever. And it's gonna be interesting to see how the game goes. But I think at the end, Denver will win. And they'll win their first championship in franchise history, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yep.
hey, that town, other than football, they ain't really they don't win much. They had the Peyton Manning year, John Elway. So hey, they deserve one. It's been a long time, especially in basketball. They've never won one. So time for another sport to bring a chip to Denver. So
Agree.
so
But
go ahead.
oh no, I would say let's talk about this real quick because actually we can talk about the Zion thing when we have time. But I do want to get to the Chris Paul thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Okay, to that point, if Miami lose tonight, should they make a run for Chris Paul?
No, my pick for them is Dame. I think Dame is still more zealous for a ring, and again, I'm saying this without any information, so this could be I understand this might be a slant on Chris Paul, but I think he's more zealous for a ring than Chris Paul at this point in his career. Still, I'm going for Dame for sure. If I'm Miami, I don't even look at Chris Paul. I do everything I can. Obviously, I'm not trading away the whole team, but I'm trying to go get Dame, and keep my core as much as I can for sure.
Okay.
If I'm Miami.
So you wouldn't look at Chris Paul just to be a facilitating point? Because you need one.
If I can't get Dame, sure. If Dame is like completely off the table, then sure. I'll go look at Chris Paul.
And then I think
but I need a commitment from him, man. I need. So again, let me patch that into my other pick as well, Boston. So Boston and Miami. I would go after Chris
Paul.
For
Chris Paul.
For Chris Paul.
Okay.
Both of them. I would if I were either of them, I would go after Chris Paul. If I said if he told me he was committed to bringing us a ring, right? And I know I'm not saying you got to guarantee me a ring, but tell me you're committed. I'm talking about you're gonna get in shape. You're gonna stay late in practice. Not every practice, but I'm saying you're gonna stay late sometimes. Like you're gonna do whatever it takes. You're gonna form bonds with this team, make a team. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna do whatever it takes to commit to winning a ring. Because I don't get that from Chris Paul, and I know I'm being harsh right now. He's one of my favorite players, but I just don't think that's where he is at this point in his career. I think he's trying to get that last contract. I think he's trying to get closer to family. These are good things, by the way, not bad things. These aren't slights on him at all. But I think that's where he is. I think the chip chasing, he's still in that conversation, but I don't think it's the number one thing on his mind anymore. And so for me, it goes number one, best place for him to stay or to play is Phoenix. Stay in Phoenix. Take a pay cut if you have to. If you want to win a ring, stay in Phoenix. You got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. All you got to do is literally hand them the ball and watch them go to work. That's the best place. Number two, I'm going to say is Boston. And I already said why. Because, like I said, I think if Boston can keep their team together and get Chris Paul, this man is what they need. I've been saying all year, they don't have a point guard. They have a scoring point guard, a pair of defensive point guards, and one who's actually a shooting guard, not even a point guard. They don't have a point guard. Jason Tatum led the finals in turnovers, or the playoffs in turnovers a couple years ago, broke the record. That wasn't his fault. They didn't have a point guard. He was forced to do things that he never should have been asked to do. So Boston needs Chris Paul if he's committed to winning a ring, if he's going to stay late in the gym, if he's going to do those things that make me think he is. Number three, LA. I'm going to say LA Lakers because it's close to family. His family stayed in LA this whole time. They've been there, I don't know, for years while he's been playing in Phoenix. So he has not been, he's been away from his family the entire season. Mm-hmm. So go to LA, play there. You can still ring chase a little bit, but I don't think LA is as close to winning a ring as Boston or as Phoenix. I think those two teams are closer than LA, personally. And then, of course, for basketball fans, the best place for him to go is go back to New Orleans. Go back to New Orleans.
I was wondering when you was about to go with that.
Play with CJ McCollum, play with Brandon Ingram, play with Valanciunas, play with Zion, who we'll get to, Dre. Play with those guys, entertain, sell tickets, sell jerseys, make the second round, and just end it on a good note. End it all great, back in New Orleans where you started it. That would be great for basketball fans. But LA for Chris Paul, Boston and Phoenix if you want a ring.
I think he should go. Call me crazy. Go to Milwaukee. Go to Milwaukee. Because I think the thing about him going to Milwaukee, you would not have to be as dependent on as you would be in a Boston, a Miami, even a Phoenix. Really, you could throw lobs to Brook Lopez and Giannis all game.
Just
right. I think if you really want to have a chance at winning and not have to do as much, because let's be honest, you're getting up in age. Them injuries are piling on. Seem like every year you get hurt more and more severely. Go to Milwaukee. I think going to Milwaukee, you know what you're getting with Giannis. You know what you're getting with Middleton. You know what you're getting with Holiday. You know what you're getting with Brook Lopez. I think the one problem for Milwaukee, although they have won one championship, they don't have a true point guard. You got a bunch of two guards that are trying to fit the point guard mold. But if you can get a Chris Paul there with his intensity, his love for the game, his knowledge of the game, I think it can help Giannis and Middleton and Holiday. Why not give it a shot? I would say maybe give him like a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, but you can opt out after 1 year if those injuries just keep piling up. It's a win-win. You see if Chris Paul still got it. Chris Paul is on a championship team that, if you stay healthy, they may win it with or without you. Crazy as it seems, they may win it with or without you. But I think with you on the court, they have a better chance. Because, it's not many situations during playoff games that he ain't been in. So why not just have that in your back pocket if I'm Milwaukee?
I agree. I agree with that.
Get him over there. I don't see why they can't make it. Why you not pencil into the finals?
And The way I would play it is have him play 70 games because I don't want him sitting 20, 30 games during the season. I just don't like that. But have him playing 25 minutes.
Right.
He don't need to play complete games. This team led the league in wins. They were the number one team in the NBA last year without him. So you don't need to come in and play 35 minutes. But I don't want him playing 50 games coming into the playoffs either. I want this man in playing condition coming into the playoffs, but having played 25 minutes. Yeah. And I because Drew Holiday is no slouch at point guard. He's a great point guard. So right. I think Drew can handle the load.
I think his true position is a 2 guard.
Well, I'm just gonna say he did pick up that role a lot better than a lot of 2 guards have. James Harden was one of those. He picked up point guard quite easily when called upon to do it. But yeah, Chris Paul's obviously better at the true point. But he don't need to play no 35. But I also don't want to see him playing 50 games either. So I don't want to see him playing 50 games at 35. I want to see him playing like 70 games at 25 minutes. That way he's coming in complete ready for the playoffs. And I think we'll get our best Chris Paul. But I agree, Milwaukee could work for sure. But
I think that's the best scenario for what you were saying.
They're actually my 5th, but I didn't want to go through all 30 teams. But yeah, I agree with you on Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee. I think Miami, they still need a few more players. But I think a team like right now, if he joined them right now with all they got, it got to be Milwaukee. And then you got
Jay Crowder's there too. So, I mean.
I was just going to say that. So you have, somebody that'll make him feel more comfortable coming into that culture. And, I mean, I would hate to see him on Milwaukee because that means the Bulls definitely don't have a shot. But
Chris ain't never been, he ain't never played up north. I just don't think that's for him. That was why I had him at 5.
But
he played Oklahoma, he played Houston, he played LA, he played LA again. He played LA, sorry, and then he played New Orleans. Of course, being at Phoenix.
You gotta go. If you gotta go to the cold to get a chip, do what you gotta do.
He ain't doing it. That's all.
Look at Kevin Love. He was from California, although he got drafted to Minnesota and then he played in Cleveland. Hey, whatever.
Not the same thing. This man's 38 years old. He ain't trying to go up north and play in Milwaukee. I agree with you. Are they one of the best spots for him to go? Yes, but I have him at 5 because he won't go there. That's why I have him at 5.
Did they get a new head coach yet?
I know they narrowed it down to 2, and I think they were leaning toward one of them. I don't know if I don't think they made a final decision yet. A lot of things are waiting for after the finals. I know they're waiting for after the finals to make a decision on Ja. I know Shannon's walking away after the end of the finals. I know Denver Nuggets. Tomorrow
could be Shannon's potential last day, right?
Yeah, I know Denver Nuggets have already started making trades with Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I saw.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff's going to come finals or come and start beginning the new journey as soon as the finals end. So the finals are going to change a lot of stuff, landscape for a lot of places. I can be really quick on Zion because we're way over time, but I did promise someone we get to it real quick. As a Zion, you do you kind of thing. Yes, sure, living his best life, fine. I do want to say, as a basketball fan, it scares me though. Real quick, I just want to say, someone with constant weight issues, someone with this many public issues with women and such, whether you consider them big deals or not, I'm just saying when it comes that public and it's that many and it's this all the time, it speaks to someone. It makes me afraid as a basketball fan. It's someone with control issues. He doesn't have control of his weight. He doesn't have control of his
life.
Whatever.
He doesn't have control of his life,
and that scares me. And so, if you're just like you do you, fine, whatever. But for someone who you bought their jersey, you bought tickets to see them, you put time and money in, to making this to a person as rich as they are. It kind of scares you because you had one of the greatest potential players of all time, and you've gotten about one season out of it in about 3 seasons. He's played about 82 games. I mean, so it definitely scares you as a basketball fan. So I really hope that he gets his life under control as a basketball fan, because someone said the other day about Ja, if you want greatness, you have to pass up on some of the fun. The fun will come, but you got to pass up on some of the other fun in life to reach greatness. And by the way, I'm not getting into the Ja thing again. Not today. We'll say it another day. But you know, yeah, I say the same for Zion, man. Sometimes you got to skip out on some stuff if you want to reach greatness, because you're still in your rookie contract, man. You ain't made that generational money yet. So,
Right.
it scares me that he might never get it.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. To your point, he doesn't have his life in order. And I mean, he's young. He's young, but you're making life-changing decisions at this young age. You got that, got the young lady pregnant. You're messing with other young ladies, paying them very large amounts of money and things like that. So, like on one hand, you can say, hey, he's young, making a mistake. But then on the other hand, you're making life changing mistakes. I mean, not mistake. That sounds bad. But you're making life changing decisions that will impact you today, tomorrow, 20, 30 years from now. So, hopefully a vet, someone, I don't know, like a Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, he is a part of Jordan brand. Just somebody can wrap their arm around and be like, hey, let me put you on game before you F up your whole life.
Yeah,
You know, because like you were saying, you ain't even really made the big bucks yet. Can you play at least 82, 82 to 65 games for the next 3 years? Because if not, they're gonna, you're not gonna be useful. They're gonna find someone else. So, you need to, get in that gym, work on your health, work on your game, so you can be the best version of yourself and be the number one pick everybody hoped you could be.
yeah.
So
But
hopefully he can find a mentor and really help him out.
hey, Chris Paul, we just said no.
No, 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 but to that point, seriously.
Oh, I know this. Chris Paul. They were saying he's one of the top five, if not. Some people were saying he's probably number two, but he's definitely top five players, money made from the NBA.
Wow.
So the man knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So you want to get that. You want to get that next check, that big one. That's a man to listen to. For sure.
Even if you could talk to somebody on a LeBron James level, yeah, I don't, that whole GOAT thing is another debate, but who has been better at all these expectations? The worst people can say about him is the decision. That's
Hey,
the worst thing you can say about him.
I got to pat myself on the back. I was in a room with some NBA players the other day, and I said something about the GOAT debate. That line that I said about can you really be the GOAT if someone in your own era started after you and ended with the same amount of, if not more, rings than you? Talking about Steph Curry and LeBron, and they liked it. It went over well. They were like, "Oh, say it again. I'll write that down. I'm right. I got to use that."
You should have just left the room as soon as you said it.
No, I just, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I know. They were like, I never heard them before. I'm like, thank you.
No, but you have a point.
I got more.
But in all seriousness, I just hope Zion get the help you need, bro, because you're making some decisions that will impact you forever. So hopefully get on the right foot. Us here at Real Deal Sports. Hope you can prosper and be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him play this year. I really am.
I agree. I am too. So for me and John here at Real Deal Sports, we appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Send to all your people, your family, your mom, dad, sister, brother, girlfriend, in-law. Send them to everybody.
And thank you for the comments.
Yes, we're trying to get these subscribers up. And the better our channel looks, the more things we can bring you. We thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
We out.